topic that I'm going to talk about is acquaintance on relationships. Acquaintance is the first part of a relationship, that's what I believe. Because first what you do is you get acquainted with someone. What is an acquaintance exactly? Acquaintance is, well, you're not a best friend. I know you. Maybe it's a person in your class who you know the name of. You say hi, hello, and everything. But you do not intimately know them. There is no more relationship in there. That's what I would feel is an acquaintance. Let's take here, for example, we have new faces. And all of you are very welcome here. Okay, now once we get to know each other, we are going to be acquainted with each other, right? Before it develops into an actual relationship, it is going to take work and it is going to take time. So that is the first part, is getting acquainted with someone. Getting acquainted is sometimes people do remain as acquainted only because it doesn't develop into anything else. But many times, some of your best friends start with acquaintances, as an acquaintance. And then you develop that relationship where it becomes a deep relationship. Vice versa, I've worked with few coaches I know who I've worked with in different country, and we had a whole day session together. Next time I go back and meet them, and they're like, hey, like they don't know me. So I would assume they still remain an acquaintance more than becoming a partner or a friend. So it depends on how deep you connect with someone. Because bottom line on going from your acquaintance to developing a relationship is communication and connection. That is the essence of everything. Do understand one thing, that to become acquainted with someone, you need to find a common spot, a common place where you can then grow or talk together. There has to be. Because we all tend to find people like us. That is inherent. Even when you are hiring in a job, most of the managers have noticed that managers would tend to hire people like themselves, which actually is not good, because then you will have all the same sort of people in the organization. That is why there are all these trainings in every place where you need to know who you need to hire. But the tendency, general human tendency, is to go and find people like yourself. And that is where you start building relationships. Few of the things that happen where people take a look at, and when you meet them, is first thing they ask or internalize is, do you care about me? Can I trust you? Can I speak to you openly? If these few things get related, then your relationship from your acquaintance to becoming either a business partner or a friend starts to develop. It does take time, it does take patience, but it is worthwhile. Now understand, when you meet somebody for the first time, many times people say, oh, this is what I'm going to speak to them. This is what I will say. Do understand that in a whole communication, 7% is what you say. That's all, 7%. How you say it accounts for 38%. And how the other person takes it is 55%. So 90% of your communication has nothing to do with what you actually say. 90%. What does that mean? That means is that within a few seconds, people perceive as to what you are, what you are. And the reason is, most people think what they hear or what they say is the only thing. We have many more senses. We have our belief systems. And all those matter and come into play. You can many times sense like this right away. You can sense if I want to be close to the person or not. There's nothing that tells you, because the person might not even have spoken to you. And you feel, should I approach them? And sometimes, I don't want to approach that person. Why? Because there are feelings and perceptions inside you which tell you much more than just a verbal thing that is said from somebody. So that becomes very powerful as to how you talk to someone, and the tonality of that is important. So if you are talking to someone, you become an acquaintance, and you are saying all the right words, but the tonality of that is not right, perception that the other person will take as to what they're hearing is going to be very different. And then you come back and say, I said everything right. What happened here? The thing was that you might have said it. Sometimes what happens is you are not interested. A good pointer that I was I was actually watching a video from Jim Quick. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's one of the top-notch memory experts. And he had a meeting with Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton, you know, the President of the United States, and knows everyone. They said they were sitting at the same time. And Bill was opposite on the other side. And when Bill Clinton spoke to Jim Quick, it felt like he was only speaking to him where there were like almost 1,000 people in the room. He says it was direct focus. He wasn't looking here. He wasn't looking there. He was totally interested in you. And he was talking to you. And he said that is when it came to him was, that is an art. Because once we are speaking to so many people, specifically in a networking event, we'll be talking to somebody, but our group, oh, maybe I should reach out to that guy. That guy was important on here. And so you're not focusing and paying attention to the person. That's what becomes a problem. You're not connected to them. And what happens soon enough, you would say that I left the networking meeting, but nobody ever followed up with me because you never paid too much interest. After that, what I would say is always follow. Once you have acquainted your one, make sure that you are giving your full attention to the person. Meaning to say, don't just talk about yourself. It is about them, not about you. So I can stand here and say, oh, I'm a great speaker, I'm a great coach, I'm this, I'm that. Other guys think, so what? So many others are. I mean, come on. But if you put genuine interest in the other person and talk to them and get that gist out of them, what they need, that is a completely different sort of communication, and from an acquaintance to a different kind of acquaintance. Whenever you meet someone and you have an acquaintance, do understand that it can really build into something, but it will require time, effort, and energy. And so don't expect that the other person is going to do it. The challenge is to you. You need to take it on you and start to make this improvement. Now believe me, every acquaintance will not become a relationship, and that is absolutely fine. Because you will get in life who you are going to really attract, and it will be mutually beneficial. So I hope you understood what an acquaintance is and how it can build into a relationship, and I hope this can really help you in building that. Okay? Thank you.